annoying. Later we found ourselves in a clearing inside the forest, not far from the lake. It is a small, silent clearing. Just like the rest of the forest, this place feels amazingly peaceful. I helped Simon in finding 3 medium-sized smooth rocks that we set up in a line among the 5 flowers as a sort of memorial for our fallen comrades. Simon stands judging our rock. I don't feel good about leaving their bodies up here. Another corner of a clearing. I kneel down and pull up one of my small daggers from my belt. For a moment, I just stare blankly at the metal of the drawn blade, lost in thought. Still, I'm surprised. At what, my lady? That they would send Templar of the Blue Rose to be my escort. It is an honor. These mountains are treacherous. Besides, your life is very valuable. It is obvious that they would send their best to protect you. Oh, their best, huh? What is it? Nothing. It is rude of me. Rude? You don't have to hold back. We are all here for you after all. That's true. It's just that this job isn't new to me. Being an ambassador is all about politics, and politics is all about show. I was just thinking that this escort of Templar was all an attempt to press our council, because you're all... no, I'm sorry, I've said too much. I see what she's getting at. It's because we are all so young, from Simon, the leader of the mission, to me, who is not only young but also something as rare as a female Templar. Not worry about, we are, after all, Templars of the Rose. You can trust in our skill. Yeah, I know, politics is not much use in combat after all. If only I were able to protect myself, and all this would be necessary every time. You want to fight? No, I don't want to be so dependent on others. Adele's expression has changed during our little exchange, as if it softened just a bit. It feels as if I just got a small glimpse of another side of her, behind her formal and calculated facade. You don't seem happy to be here. Is it that obvious? She sends me a very worried smile. I guess not. Well, it's not like I wanted to do this. The last sentence said in such a low voice that I almost didn't hear. It felt bitter. I don't know why I'm even saying such strange things to you. I guess it's because you look so gullible. Gullible? Yeah, it makes me like I can say anything to you without consequence. Somehow that doesn't sound like a compliment. I furrow my brows. Did I get the wrong impression of her after all? But that's why we are here. You don't want to be here, right? You don't have to worry. I'll protect you. She looks at me for a moment as if trying to read my intentions, then her smile softens again. Yeah, I know. I guess I will depend on you this one time then. Bring me home, Lena. I push the point of a knife through the soft soil and place a small flower next to it. Then I get back on my feet and look down at this little memento. The ambassador. Yeah. Yes, that's the problem. We need to figure out what to do about the loss of Lady Adele. She seems so young too. Lena. Don't let this bring you down. There's still a long road ahead of us. In many ways, you can't let this cloud your judgment as to the task ahead of us. Yeah. I have to keep fighting. Main street. I walk down the street when I see something unpleasant. You? I'm surprised to see you still here. Some Gavin judging with look on Simon's face. This isn't going to turn out well. The air is full of animosity. I could say the same. I'm surprised Temple have so much free time these days that they can laze around in the mountains like this. How dare you! Gavin noticed me approaching then and calls out for me. Hey Lena, put a leash on your dog. This is obviously the last straw. Simon stepped forward in a threatening manner. This is it. You leave now or I make it sure to. You think I'll just turn a blind eye on the presence of a Hellenian soldier? I don't care if you go blind. I'm not going anywhere. Simon grabs his hand of sword as he quickly skies. I have to do something. Stop! A clear voice interrupts them before he can pull off his blade. I'm surprised to see the delicate figure of a young girl standing in front of Gavin. Arms spread out. It's Erin. What are you doing? You can't fight here! Move out of the way. Are you aware of who you are protecting? I don't care. You can decide who is allowed here or not. Erin stands firm as she confronts Simon without blinking. Before long, he and I also noticed the oppressive stare of the townspeople nearby who heard who heard Erin shouting. Simon gives in and pushes the sword back in place. Fine, I will follow the rules as long as I'm here. How about you go away? I don't like Simon, I really don't. I can tell, he's still burning with anger as he shots Gavin a warning glare and then turns around to leave. I watch him restlessly as he walks away, wondering if I should follow or not. No. As he disappeared outside, Erin finally lowered her arms, and Gavin heaves a deep sigh from behind her. Seriously, that guy's more trouble than he's worth. So says you. I'm sure you provoked him again, didn't you? What? You only trust me that much? Please, don't. Please don't hold it against him. They both look at me. Erin relaxes and smiles. Don't worry, it must be tough for him too. You think so? What about saying thank you? I just saved your neck. I could have taken care of myself. The tension in the air lifts, and the spectres slowly turn to their duties. I watch Erin and Gavin bickering. Gavin, after staying here for a while, I just ended up accepting his presence in spite of what he turned out to be. Of course, it wouldn't be that easy for Simon. This troubling. As I leave the two of them behind, the figure of the man catches my eye in the distance. I see him standing between houses further down the street, past a group of people chatting cheerily with each other. It's him, the man I met by the lake. It's the first time I have seen him since then. He definitely stands out among the ordinary villagers here. Oh. It's Erin. Huh? Surprised I noticed that Mary is standing next to me, smiling her usual friendly smile as she follows my gaze. Erin? Yeah, the spirit of the mountain. What a pleasant surprise to see him here today. He's a spirit? She nods calmly. Yeah, you can tell, can't you? There's something different about him. He was here long before the first of us arrived here. After all, he's been a very kind host. So his name is Erin. My gaze returns to the stranger. I can't help but get surprised as he also turns his head, looking directly back at me. Despite the long distance, his stare makes me slightly uncomfortable, as we can hear our every word. Instinctively, I quickly look away, while at the same time telling myself not to think such silly thoughts. It's the first time I have ever met a spirit. I can't help but be a little curious. Forest. Do you take home a lot of prey every day then? Having nothing better to do, I said to follow Tobias into the forest again today. He doesn't complain anymore since the first time I asked him to come along. Just shrugs and continues on, leaving it up to me whether I want to follow or not. No, usually I only hunt for myself if I need something, or when the sisters ask me to help them stock up. Once in a while someone else from the town will ask me for favors too. I see, you spend so much time out here. I almost thought you were hunting for everyone there. Of course not. There are other townspeople capable of doing this. Besides, you shouldn't go off killing all the animals here unless you really need it. You make it sound like I intended to. It wouldn't surprise me. There he goes again. I grate my teeth in annoyance but stop myself from starting a new argument. We continue in silence for a little while. Then he raises his hand, signaling for me to stop. Silent Tobias kneels down, examining tracks on the ground. I notice a tree nearby, with its bark all scratched and torn. Boars. I step forward to take a closer look at the tree, but Tobias stops me again. Stop. What? Don't go over there. He glares at me as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. Is it me, or is he even more annoying today? I sigh in expression and walk closer to the tree anyway. Wait! I feel the ground give in beneath my foot as I step down. Crap! I flame my arms and step aside to regain my balance, but it's no use, finding only more broken twigs and foliage. It all gives in under my weight, and I find myself sliding down a grassy slope. When I finally come to a stop, I have twigs in my hair and dirt all over. That's just great. I wince at the pain in my old wounds. I told you to stay. I hear Tobias complain above me, and I curse myself for looking stupid in front of him again. Yeah. I'm about to push myself back when I hear Tobias gasp above me, and then I see it too. Something is watching me from the bushes ahead. A boar. It's huge. Small black eyes are fixed on me, and I can see its sharp tusks that are probably responsible for the marks on the tree above. The boar snarls aggressively and stops the ground with one hoof. Get out of there! Easy for you to say. My wound still hurt from this stupid fall. So, fling back up the slope before it can reach me is out of question. The bar stomps again, as if daring me. Alright, just try me. It kicks off the ground, charging towards me with full force. Watching closely as it approaches, I grip the handle of my sword firmly while focusing my energy. The air tenses around me as I concentrate on the animal rushing forward. Wait for it. No! That is when something comes flying down in front of me. It's Tobias. He lands between the bar and me and reaches for the sword by his side in desperate attempt at warding off the rampant animal. I stare at his back, astounded by his sudden turn of events. That fool, what does he think he's doing? He just gets himself killed by doing something so reckless. And true enough, even before he can fully unsheath his blade, this weak attempt at rescue promptly fails as the bar hits home, knocking the sword out of his hand and sending him flying off to the side. The bar continues unhindered towards me after getting rid of his obstacle. Quickly I draw my sword and plunge it into the ground, right before the animal reaches me. The energy concentrated in the blade is set loose, and the bar whines in surprise as the electrified wave hits home. Shocked by this unexpected pain, it puts in the brakes and runs off in a different direction, still squealing, and disappears into the forest. I push myself up and hurry over to Tobias' side. He's sitting up, holding his arm while wincing in pain. What did you do that for? I look at him as I take a closer look at his wounds. What are you doing? Those things are dangerous. I tried to help you. I didn't need your help. That was really reckless. Whatever. Looks like we got lucky, for nothing seems to be broken. His arm is bleeding and he's probably going to be sore for quite a while, but nothing serious. We need to make a bandage for that. I can take care of it. I can take care of it. He cuts me off and slowly gets back on his feet. Then, while trying his best to camouflage the pain in doing so, he humps over and picks up the bow and the sword before heading in the direction of the hut. I get back up too in order to follow him back, but he stops me again, not once looking me in the eyes. No, I will be fine. With that, he slowly moves away. Alright then. I guess the one thing that was hurt the most in this incident was his pride. How stubborn. Maybe I should go ask Mary if she has something for that scratch. I say this to myself after Tobias disappears out of sight and then decide to head back to town. Is it a good idea? No, I don't like you. I don't like you. I like you. Erin hums as she trots along the edge of the lake, a small collection of flowers in her arms. Her song wakes me from my detention as she slowly comes closer. Picking flowers? Lena, I didn't know we were up here. I get up from my seat beneath a large tree and dust off the grass. Well, I like it up here. It's peaceful and perfect for my training. Training, huh? You really take things seriously. It's all part of the job. I guess it is. But yes, it's a lovely place, isn't it? I love coming up here. She makes a spin around herself with closed eyes and smile. These flowers are for the inn. Miss Johansson asked me to bring some for her too. Oh, she's the lady running the bakery. She'll give us some bread in return. Sounds like it all works out nicely. It does, although I admit having more actual customers would help. She scratches her cheek with an embarrassed laugh. Running an inn in a town with no one passing through must truly be a challenging job. Still, Erin looks very happy in her current position. Mind if I join you? On your walk, I mean? Please do, I don't mind the company. The only ones I ever run into up here are Aaron or Tobias, and they're both, well, you probably know by now. I walk beside Erin as she continues her stroll along the lake, picking out the best of the wildflowers in the area. It's a nice and relaxed moment. Day 7. Lake Main Street. I go with Main Street. Sorry. I don't like guys. Do you get along well all the way up here? We get by, it's a small town after all, and everyone works hard, so it gets better each year. There are a couple of fields outside town, and we even have a meal by the river. Then there are people like Tobias who go on hunts for us. We even get figs from the outside from time to time. You do? Yeah, our chief sometimes goes on long trips to the big cities back in the mainland, and he brings back all sorts of things. That's why he isn't here right now, although I'm sure he would have liked meeting you. I see. He sounds like he cares. Well, you speak very loud with him. He must be a good leader. Yes, he is. He only has the best of us in mind and really wants his place to succeed. He was the founder of it all and gave a home to everyone here. Do you want me to show you around? Although I guess there isn't much left to show at this point that you haven't already seen. Since this town barely consists of more than one long main street and a few alleys and branch-offs, it doesn't take long to get the general idea of the place. Things like the watermill I have only seen the distance for. How many live here? Only a little under 100 live in this town, I think. That hardly makes a whole town. Oh, but that's the name. Name? Town, the name of this village, makes it seem more important in spite of its size, doesn't it? You make no sense. Who would call it that? I don't know, that's just what everyone said and it ended up that way, a sort of silent agreement. Can't you just say it has no name? That doesn't feel right. This is definitely town. Alright then. These people seriously need to come up with a proper name for their house. Home.